Welcome back to part 4 of this Selenium hybrid framework series. In part 3 we created base class, and into base class we created launch application and close application methods, and we used before class and after class annotations. So with these annotations, whenever we executed our test case, this launch application would execute first, and then at the end this close application method will be executed. So let us proceed further in this series with the page object model. So page object model is nothing but a design pattern, and let's see how it's going to work. So in this particular test login test case, we can see that inside test case only we have kept all our locators. So in page object model, what we are going to do is we will be creating pages which are nothing but again Java classes, but in those Java classes we are going to keep all our locators. So whatever pages that we will be automating, we will be creating a separate Java class for every page. So let us begin and see how it is implemented. I'm going to create one new package, and I'm going to name it as shopping.pages, and since this is login test case, I'm going to create a class as login page. Now in login page I am going to create web driver, and I am going to declare it as local driver. Okay, and what it does we will see as we proceed. Right now I am going to create a constructor public login page, and the parameter is going to be web driver R driver. Okay, so what's going to happen is when we will be creating the object, or when we will be creating the object of this particular class, this constructor will get initialized, and we will be passing driver as a parameter, which will ultimately assign its value to this local driver. So let's do that. R driver. Okay, and now I am going to declare my locators here. So first of all, let me copy everything that is kept here, and I will show how I am going to write the code here. Okay, so let me quickly delete few things that I do not require. And so basically these are the locators. Okay, so now let's see. I'm going to use by class. So by and txt user is equal to this by dot name we have written here, right? So I am going to just get those from here. Similarly, by txt underscore password, so I am going to get this, which is for password, and then again I am doing it for login, which is my button is equal to, and let me pick this up. And then this products label, so by products is equal to, I am going to pick this up. Okay, so I am done with this part, and now I am going to write the method which will enter username and password. So public void login to application is my method, and now this method is going to take two parameters. One is username, so I will get username here, and string password. Okay, so Now how I am going to write is, now here we have this a driver, right? So I am going to use a driver dot find element by, and now it is giving me all the options. So first of all, it's a username, right? And so dot send keys, and in send keys I will use this username. Similarly, for password, find element, and this time it's going to be text pass dot send keys, and the value will be password, right? And then I'm going to click on the button a driver dot find element, and then it's going to be this button login, and dot click, and then I want this assertion. So for assertion also, first of all I will write like same a driver dot find element, and so it's label products, and I will use same method as is displayed. Right, now here I want to use this assertion, right? So how I am going to write is assert dot assert true, and then it is this statement. Let me just quickly check. Okay, it has taken test ng assertion, right? So this is my code for this particular page, and now I will be creating object of this login page inside my login test case. So let me remove all my previous code from my test case, and I am going to create lp is equal to new login page, and as mentioned I will be passing driver as my argument here. So let me import login page quickly. Right, and now I am simply going to call the method login to application, and this username and password are coming from this base class where we have defined those uname and pwd. So this is our test case. So let us understand the code once again. So I created one package shopping.pages, and I created a class login page. In login page I have kept all my locators for username, password, button, login, and label products, and I created one method login to application that takes two arguments, username and password, and then even in the same method I am entering those username and password in those fields, and then I am giving the assertion as well. Then I am creating the object of that class here, and I am calling this login to application method inside my test login test case. So let us execute this case and see how it runs. So I will again go to run as test ng test. So now you can see I have shortened my code in actual test case. There are only two steps or two statements, and now it has again executed our test case successfully. It will close the browser, and the result of the test case again will be pass. So this is all about how we have implemented the page object model. Now consider that you have many pages to work on, many features of the application, and there will be multiple locators or multiple objects that you will need to capture. Or even in existing test cases also, there could be some changes in the locators, or you will need to add new objects, locators, web elements inside your pages. So from maintenance perspective, you need just to go to that particular page and make the necessary changes, and that's how much ease it brings into your coding part, into your framework. And therefore we have used this page object model, which gives ease of maintenance. So one more thing, though this was only the section that I wanted to cover in this particular video. What we are going to implement in next video is, in base class we have seen that we have declared the variables and we have assigned the values to those variables for username, password, URL, etc. However, it is not a good idea to every time go into this code and make the changes to those values if required. So instead we will separate these values from the code and we will keep those in a separate file, which we will call it as a configuration file. So how to keep these variables or values in the configuration file and use those values in our code, this we will be looking at into our next part of this video series. So keep watching these videos and bye for now. Thank you.